Okay, so remember, Tuesday, we talked about the 1-minute presentation, right? And remember see down here at the bottom it says, they know, only close for the signature at this point if they know you, right? They want to hire you, and they will list at your price, right? So now 99 times out of 100, they're not going to list at your price. So then we have to do what's called the CMA presentation. And so that one there is a little longer. We're going to try to blow through it. Now, we're not going to sit down and do the whole exact CMA. That's another lesson, if you will. And maybe, I can do that at a separate time, but we don't have time to do it in this track. Or maybe we can just do that tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, so after you've done the 1 minute and how do you know what price they have in mind? Because you pre-qualified them, right? If you pre-qualified them properly when you did the pre-qualify the listing appointment, when I see you, how much do you want to list your home for? So, and then what's the price you won't go below? So you're really feeling at their price there. And then so you did the 1 minute presentation. They want to hire you, but you're not in agreement at the price. So then you go into, so the first thing you do is you say, I'll just say Bob, right? Bob, at the end of my presentation tonight, one of three things will happen. Number one, you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me, or two, you'll decide not to list your home with me, or three, I'll decide not to take your listing. Anyone is fine. So, and the purpose of that right there is to take the power away from them. In other words, if you're there to beg for the listing, they have all the power, right? They have all the power. But if you're letting them know, hey, the third decision is I'll decide not to take the listing. And I'm okay with that. So, and then they may say, well, why wouldn't you take the listing? So, well, if we can't come to an agreement on price and terms, well, then there wouldn't be any point, would there? So that's why I wouldn't. So let's see. So then the next section, right? Let's quickly take a moment and review the questions I asked you over the phone. Now, the reason for this section is to get them back into motivation mode, right? Because we have to get them, right now, the plan of attack right now is to get them to list at a realistic price, at the right price, right? And as long as they're in sales defense, right, then it's a tough battle. But the way you lower their defense, right, is to get them back into their motivation. So you said you were moving to South Jordan, right? Okay. And they said, yeah, okay. And you said you were moving because, you want to get your kids into school or whatever. What doesn't matter. Whatever it is use their motivation to turn up the heat. And you said you had to be there in 60 days. Is that correct? And they go, yeah. And so, and you'd like to price your home at, $450, right? Yeah. And so and here's the other thing, when you're using their price, let's say 425 is the price you need, and they're at 450. So you would say, and you would like to price your home at $450,000, right? So when it's their price, the wrong price, you always dramatize it a little bit. And then when you do the right price, it's like 425. So, and then you said you owe about 100,000. Is that right? Yeah. So now you weren't planning on selling it yourself, were you? Terrific. Okay. And you did, you want your money out, correct? So all that is designed to get them back into their motivation, so that now we have to start the process of getting them to, we're doing more, right? So now there's only two issues we have to look at tonight. Number one is your motivation to sell this home. And number two, the price we set on our home. Now, when every time you mention the word price, right, you should always point your hand open palm face up, pointing, and then when you point, you should look down with your eyes and not tilt your head down a little bit, but point to the CMA, right? So the purpose of that body language is so that when you do that, you are not the price, right? The price is the price. It's not you. So you're going to point to the price, but you're going to point with your hand and look with your eyes, because that way that'll draw their attention to the word price, okay? So then the next thing you say is, I prepared what we call a comparative market analysis. There are two parts of this research. Part one, we call Fantasyland. What homeowners, and then you almost like point to them, open palm, open palm, palm up. What homeowners list homes for. Part two, we call reality, and then you point to yourself what real estate agents list and sell homes for. We're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time. Okay? So then we go to the next line. All right? So the purpose of a comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how a buyer determines value? And they go, well, they may say whatever it is, repeat and affirm. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. So they look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or currently on the market. Does that make sense? And they go, yeah, okay, great. For example, if you were going to purchase a new car and one dealership had a car for $50,000 and another dealership had the same car for $50,000, but it had an entertainment system, which car would be more valuable? And they go, well, the one with the entertainment system, right? Or why? And they go, well, the second one, why? Well, because it had more, right? It has the entertainment center. So it had more features and benefits for the same price as the other guy. So what if the first dealership put the car with no entertainment system on sale for $45,000, which would be a better value? Which is a better value, right? And they go, why? Right. So you can see, so if you want to increase value, either A, lower the price, or B, have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense? And they go, yeah, good. Okay. So unless you're planning on adding more features and benefits to your home, are you? And I do that with a little bit of upswing, so I can cause a little bit of doubt in their mind. And they go, no. So then price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean? And then now you go through the CMA. You pull out the comparable sales. And you go, this home is just like yours, right? And then ask them, how many bedrooms are there? Make them say it. Don't you do it for them. Don't you rush. Take your time, right? Quality presentation is not about rushing through it. So, and then they say, how many bedrooms are there? And they go, 4. And you go, yeah, just like yours, right? They go, yeah. So how many baths are there? 3. Yeah, just like yours. How many square feet? And they're like 2,800. Yeah, just like yours. Do you know this neighborhood? And they go, yeah, this is around the corner, blah, blah, blah. Have you seen this house? And they go, well, no, we've driven by it, right? We must have. But anyway. So, but that's how you do it. And you take each of the comps and you go through it that way, right? Excuse me. So, excuse me, I apologize. I need to take a sip of water. So, okay, there we go. So based on the features and benefits of the home, tell them, right? So your house is better, or this house is a little better than yours, right? And you could say, look, this house has been updated where yours is nice. However, it's not updated recently, right? So that's the kind of stuff. So this house is very similar to yours. Justify why you said that comparing to the features and benefits, right? And then you say, as you're going through each one, this house is just like yours. This house has been updated. Yours hasn't, that kind of stuff. So what price are they asking? And then you point to the price and then make them say it. Look at how long it's been on the market, right? Point to the days on market. That's not as critical today. If it has been, it's actually on this market. I almost spoke out of turn there. If homes that are priced right are going to be selling. Somebody said, don't see the script. It's just me. Crap. You see it now? I apologize. Crap. So I hope you didn't have, I don't know. Yeah. So I didn't have it on. My super apologies. So what price are they asking? You go through it, right? How long they've been on the market? Because if homes are selling now, they're going to sell within 10 to 15 days, right? So you need to be blank by blank, right? So what price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of the buyer and get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition's? Now that you've seen these prices, I'm going to recommend a price of X. Will you, Bob, list your home with that much money for that price tonight? And if they say yes, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great? Now, I know that's a long script, but if you break it down into chunks and study it, it's not that big a deal. So now let's walk through it. Who wants to go first? We don't have time for me to go through it again. So does anybody want to do this? You, Richard? Hello? Anybody there? I just lost Richard.
This is Amy.
Amy, you want to do it?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay. Go for it. So I'll be the seller, and I'll do, I'll be the seller, you be the agent.
Okay. Hi, Rob. At the end of my presentation
Well,
tonight,
it's not high because we're on the appointment. We're carrying on from the last phase, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, Rob, at the end of my presentation tonight, one of three things will happen. One, you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. Or two, you'll decide not to list your home with me. Or three, I'll decide not to take your listing. And anyone is fine.
Well, why wouldn't you take the listing?
Well, if we can't come to an agreement on price and what I should do for you, I might not take the listing.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, well, let's quickly take a moment and review the questions I have asked you over the phone. You said you were moving to West Jordan, right?
Correct.
You said you were moving because you needed to be closer to a certain school.
Correct.
And you said you had to be there in the next 60 days, correct?
Yes.
Would you like to price your home at, and you would like to price your home at $425,000, correct?
Well, we're thinking $450,000.
Oh, $450,000, okay. And you said you owe $300,000, is that right?
Correct.
Now, you weren't planning on selling it yourself, were you?
No.
No? Okay, terrific. You did want your money out, correct?
Yes, we need our cash out to buy the next house.
Okay, cash out, wonderful. Now, there are only two issues we need to look at tonight. Number one, your motivation to sell this house. And number two, the price we set on your home.
Okay.
I prepare what we call a competitive market analysis. There are two parts to this research. Part one, we call Fantasyland, what homeowners list homes for. Part two, we call reality, what real estate agents list and sell homes for. We're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time. The purpose of the comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, yeah, I guess they look at other houses, right?
Yeah, definitely. They look at other houses. So buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. So, for example, if you were going to purchase a new car and one dealership had the car for $50,000 and another dealership had the same car for $50,000, but it had an entertainment center, which car would be more valuable?
Oh, the one with the entertainment center, right?
Okay. Yeah, and why is that?
Well, it's got more stuff for the same price.
Yeah. Yeah, more stuff for the same price. So what if the first dealership put the car with no entertainment center on sale for $45,000? Which would be a better value?
Huh. And maybe the one for $45,000.
Yeah, and why is that?
Well, for $5,000, I can just go get my own radio and system. I mean, I can probably get an entertainment system for less than $5,000.
Right, so a better value for you.
Right.
Okay. So as you can see, if you want to increase value, either lower the price or have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Based on that, it does make sense.
Okay, good. So unless you're planning to add more features and benefits to your home, are you?
Oh, no.
Okay, well, price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
Okay, well, this home is just like yours. Has the same amount of bedrooms and bathrooms.
Right. Okay.
How many square feet is it?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2,700. Mine's 2,720, and there's 2,700. So, yeah.
Okay. So, do you know this neighborhood?
I do. Yeah, that house is actually around the corner.
Okay. Have you seen this house?
Not the inside, driven by the outside.
Okay. So, based on the features and benefits,
No, that's yeah. So you would compare it. You would say here.
Yes.
You know,
So based on these comparisons, your house is better.
Right.
And this house over here is a little bit better than yours.
Right. Okay.
And this house is very similar to yours.
Right.
Yeah. So what price are you asking for?
Well, we're thinking 450.
Okay, but as we look at these homes in comparison, as we went through, does 450 still make sense?
I'll stick to the script.
Okay, so look how long it's been on the market.
Right, that's been on the market 60 days, right? Oof.
Yeah, so you needed to be in West Jordan by 6 days, right?
Correct.
So what price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of a buyer and to get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition?
Well, based on that, I mean, we were thinking 450, but it doesn't appear to be, huh? So what do so do you think we can get 435?
Based on the prices we're seeing, I'm really going to recommend the 425. Will you, Rob, list your home with me for that price tonight?
Sure.
Okay, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want and get to West Jordan in the next 60 days. Will that be great?
That'd be great. So that's a long one to get through. Well, good job, Amy. Good job stepping up, too. Who else wants to go? We only got Richard and Vonda. Which one?
I can take a couple of minutes to go. I'm going to go quick. All right. Rob, at the end of my presentation tonight, one of three things will happen. One, you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. Or two, you'll decide not to list your home with me. Or three, I'll decide not to take your listing. Any one is fine. Let's quickly take a moment to review questions I asked you over the phone. You said you were moving to South Jordan, right?
Yes.
You said you were moving because you have a job you're starting in 30 days. Is that correct?
Yes.
You said you had to be there by July the 27th, right?
Yes.
You would like to price your home at $425,000. Is that right?
Well, we were thinking 450.
450. Okay. And you said you owe $175,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, you weren't planning on selling it yourself, were you?
No.
Terrific. You did want your money out, correct?
Yeah, we had to have our cash out to close on the next house.
Wonderful. Now, there are only two issues we have to look at tonight. Number one, your motivation to sell this home. Number two, the price we set on your home. I've prepared what I call a comparative market analysis. There are two parts to this research. Part one, we call Fantasyland, what homeowners list their homes for. Part two, we call reality, what real estate agents list and sell homes for. We're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time, where you're going to spend your time on. The purpose of the comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, I mean, they look at houses and I guess buy the best one, right?
Right. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of the home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yes.
For example, if you were going to purchase a new car and one dealership had a car for $50,000, the other dealership had the same car for $50,000, but it had an entertainment center system, which car would be more valuable?
Well, the second one.
Why?
Well, because it had an entertainment center. I mean, for the same price, it had more stuff.
Okay, great. It had more stuff. What if the first dealership put the car with no entertainment system on sale for $45,000? Which would be a better value?
Well, probably that one there, the one for 45.
And why?
Well, because I can get an entertainment system for less than $5,000.
Okay, you can get an entertainment system for less than $5,000. So as you can see, if you want to increase value, lower the price or have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Based on that example, it makes a lot of sense.
Good. So unless you are planning to add more features and benefits to your home, are you?
Oh, no.
Price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
All right. This home is just like yours. Has
Okay.
the same. How many bedrooms are there?
4. And then you say just like yours.
Right. And how many baths are there in this
It's got
bedroom?
2.5.
It's got 3, 2.5.
Yeah.
How many square feet is it?
Well, that one there is 2750.
Okay. And do you know this neighborhood?
Yeah, that's actually around the corner,
Have you seen this house?
just from the outside.
Based on the features and benefits of the home, it is
No.
just
The parentheses, it's not part of that's like a direction. So, based on the features of this home, your house is better, right? So you could say, after you just went through that listing right there, you either tell them your house is better, this house is a little better than yours, and then the third one, I wish it was on the same page, is this house is very similar to yours, right? So those are the 3 possibilities. After you go through the A through F and compare the house to them, then you give them these 3 options. So your house is better, this house a little better than yours, this house is very similar, and then justify why, and saying, it's almost the same square footage, same condition. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And what price are they asking for?
Right, they're asking 4.25.
Right, $425,000. Look how long it's been on the market.
Right.
You-
Yeah, it's been on the market 30 days.
Yeah, you need to be in South Jordan within 30 days, right?
Yes.
What price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of the buyer and get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition's?
Oof. I mean, based on what you're showing me, I mean, we were hoping for 450. I mean, but it seems more like 425, doesn't it?
$425. Now that you've seen these prices, I'm going to recommend a price of $425. Will you, Rob, list your home with me for that price tonight?
Yeah, we were hoping to get more, but based on what you show me, I don't see how.
So I can't interject anything here, can I? Just based on the fact that...
Stick to the script, stick to the script, stick to the script. This
is
an exercise.
Now is simply sign the contract. So I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Won't that be great?
Well, that'd be great. Right.
Great.
So
well, here's the contract. Sign.
Yeah. We always have this temptation to interject, right? And to say things that don't need to be said, right? Agents can literally talk themselves or talk the seller out of listing with them by opening their mouth and not sticking to the script. Right? Stick to the script. If that guy told me, I said, because let's get to the bottom, right? So, he was at 450, and then when I asked him, what price you asked what price you feel, and I said, well, we were thinking 450, but based on what you showed me, it's 425, and I would have just said exactly all we need to do now is sign the contract, because once I got him to the price I want, I'm done, close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but don't interject. Don't start talking about a listing with you. Just keep to the path. These scripts are designed, right? So remember, we went through it, right? So it starts off with, you'll have it starts off with a power play. I'm here to take the listing, and if we can't come to price and we can't come to an agreement of price and terms, I won't take the listing. Now I'm getting you back into your motivation, right? Then I'm explaining to you that price is the only issue, and then how sellers do it. If we're talking about a CMA, then we walk in and how does a buyer determine value, and then we walk through to do the CMA, right? And then close for the price, right? And then once you have the price, you close. So you see how there's steps. This is a process, right? And you may not get it the first few times, but I promise you it's a process that is scientifically designed to move them into the right price. Got it?
Got it.
So, okay. All right, it's 9 o'clock. If you have any questions, if you don't have any questions, I got to get running. I got to get ready for my 10 o'clock appointment. So.
Thank you.
Any thoughts, questions before we go? If not, all right. See you guys.